I'm out with my sister again. We're gonna eat food and maybe do some street skating. But I also thought it would be a good time to film a Skate and Yap episode. And one thing I've been thinking about recently is communication. It's something I've been thinking about because at work I have this like self-development-y class they want me to take and stuff, like mandatory. And so I was doing it. And we're looking at this book and the teacher will be like, can you read this little paragraph? So someone will read it and then she'll ask, what does this mean? And I'll look at it and I think, oh, well, it's a no-brainer, it's obviously this. But then like some other people will say what they think of it and it's just totally different. So this got me thinking, why do I assume everyone just thinks like me? And so I was kind of thinking to myself, as you might know, I don't have that many friends, and when I do have friends, they're just kind of skater friends. We're not really yapping per se. And also, I'm homeschooled. Well, I was homeschooled. It was only me and my siblings, and our brains are kind of on a similar wavelength. And of course we have different opinions, totally, but like the way our brain sort of works is like kind of a similar wavelength, basically. I guess I just haven't been exposed to that many different insights, I guess, or not like opinions, but it's like, I guess, way of thinking, I would say. Because yeah, it's just, I guess I assume if I read something, I assume everyone's gonna think the same way, but everyone doesn't. They have such interesting things to say, and like, it just makes me think of how important it is to realize this, that everyone, their wavelengths are different, and their brain working is different. It seems very obvious, but it's like a lot of people don't realize this, because they'll be in a relationship and be like, well, why don't they just know what I need? Why are they thinking like this? Why do they have this opinion? Why on earth are they not thinking like me? That's a common thing, like in relationships, like, teenager to parent to, partners. It's like a thing. You're all up in your head and you just assume everyone's thinks like you, but it's like, it's important to understand this so that I don't assume anything about anyone's thought process and things like that. And it's interesting because I'm even part of Skater Ukties, and we go on Zoom calls and we talk about different topics, and they'll have a totally different insight on the same thing that we're talking about. Being in Skater Ukties, being at this class, and just like being more exposed to other people's opinions, like rather than just having friends and you skate with them, like I'm actually talking to more people and learning what they think. And it really just shows me that everyone really thinks differently, and you just gotta be aware of it and not judge them, and you learn from it, actually, because if we listen to each other, you learn different things. And so I'm just like trying to remember this always, because it causes a lot of clashes. That's why half the world can't agree with each other. That's why half the world's enemies and things like that is because everyone has a different thought process. Everyone's not on the same wavelength, and it's just, I guess this is kind of a new thing because I've been exposed to new people recently. I've been talking to a lot of new people recently, and I'm just learning that there is a wavelength outside of me and my sister's wavelength, and so just by, interacting with other people, I'm realizing you can't really assume anything. In fact, you're probably watching this video and being like, she means this, but you might have something else. You might have derived a different insight into what I am saying right now to you. So it's just, I have to remember this for the future. Of course, we're human beings, so we're all similar, but just people's different ideas based on their experiences they've been through, based on what they were taught in childhood, all these things come together, and there's so many different factors which equals to that person to think a certain way, if that makes sense. So it's just, I've been thinking about a lot about it, because I'll be surprised every time. I would just think, this means obviously this. There's no other answer that could possibly be. And then I'll hear someone else say something, and I'm like, wow. I gotta just be sure not to, get triggered if someone thinks differently, or someone totally didn't think of that, or I didn't think that. Because sometimes, it will trigger you. Someone will be like, oh, no, well, I think this and this, and I think it works like this. And you're like, how did you even get that conclusion? That's totally not it. That's totally not what I thought. So, it can be triggering, but it's a good thing, too. So it's you just gotta be open to it and aware of it. So that's something I'm trying to, remember. It's something I've been thinking about. But anyway, let's do a little bit of street skating on this curb, and then we're going to eat with my sister. Besides street skating, this little curb here, I also wanted to try to dial in, for this episode, nollie big spins, because that's a new trick that I've learned recently, and I can land one or two, I think, in a sesh, but I want to learn them better. So we'll do some nollie big spins, and then we'll just do a little bit of street skating and eat. Let's warm up a little bit, see what we can do. So terrible. Forgot my wrist guards. I told you I did. Time for some nollie big spins. Okay. Oh, line. I did it. Done 3 so far. Usually I just land 1 in a sesh, but then again I don't really try further than that. Oh, I think that was the best one. I think that was the best one. I did it 4 times. 4 nollie big spins. I think I'm getting them down. I need to focus on the turn so that I don't land parallel, but actually fully, the full rotation. But if I really focus on it, I think I got it. I think I did quite good. Really focused on doing them and street skating, and it was fun, so let's eat. And I love this little hump thing, it just gives you speed. The only annoying thing is that thing's in the way, but you can dodge it, it's pretty good. Let's go. Okay guys, this is the spread. This is the spread. We got this. And I gotta open those. Yeah, obviously, but this is the spread, guys. It's the spread, guys. It's the spread lunch, y'all. My birthday's tomorrow, so this is what I was dreaming of. If it's spicy, I'm cooked. It probably is.
My crunching is gonna be in the background of your video now.
It's fine. So they always say ramen's better when someone else makes it, so. Yeah, it is better. Even though it tastes the same as like any packet, it like somehow tastes better. And it is in fact spicy, so I am cooked. This goes insanely hard. So a couple splashes on my shirt and a snot nose later, finished the food. It was really good. I really enjoyed the corn dog. We've eaten here before, so I know they're good. But what happened? Did you lose something? Don't scare me like that. I do this to myself
every time. That's why I lost my lipstick this morning. I was like, oh no, but it's in my purse.
Yeah, anyway, so I hadn't tried the ramen, so I tried that. It was pretty decent, but the best thing they have is the corn dogs and the donuts. So, yeah, and we skated. We got some nollie big spins, practiced nollie big spins, and some street skating. It was pretty epic. Now we're going to go home. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one, of course. In the next skate and yap.